Alrighty, so my name is Ahmad Simpson. This is my introduction to criminal justice. I'll share like an overall analysis of like my school resource officer case study. So yeah, we're gonna get into it. So this, I have my notes on my phone, so I just make some points because I get a little bit nervous with public speaking. So we're gonna go to the next slide. So for the first part of the criminal justice system is law enforcement. So the primary role is the first point of contact with the justice system, and being responsible for crime prevention, investigation, and community safety. So for the checks and balances and the roles within the law enforcement, they must follow constitutional procedures such as search and seizure, Miranda and due process. You cannot convict. You can only investigate and arrest, and then the courts will review the law enforcement actions to overall, avoid abusing the power. So next up, we have the next component. We have the courts. So the primary role is to interpret laws, ensure due process, and to prove people either innocent or guilty. They have protection against the constitutional rights of the 5th, the 6th, and the 14th Amendments. And then they also have some balances that they use, like reviewing the law enforcement conduct, excluding unlawfully obtained evidence, and ensuring fair trial and proper sentencing. So next, we have corrections after the courts for the next component. So they carry out sentences, supervise offenders, and rehabilitate when possible if needed for some people that go through things like drugs and different things like that, and they need help getting back into the system. For their balances, they must uphold the 8th Amendment standards, no cruel or unusual punishment. They monitor and treatment living conditions, and they also provide programs that reduce bad things. So the core principle and the due process model is to emphasize the protection of individual rights, to ensure fairness, accuracy, and legal safeguards, presumes innocence until proven guilty. In the case study, it focuses on Sam's constitutional rights, prohibits coercion, force or physical pain, and then it also ensures that evidence is admissible. For the next step, we got the crime control model. It emphasizes public safety, efficiency, and swift justice, prioritizing and reducing crime for offenders. It trusts law enforcement discretion, and in this case study, focuses on saving Aaron's life and might justify aggressive interrogation. The suspect rights may be secondary to the immediate danger. So the early American era policy, the political era, which was the 1840s through the 1930s, it was heavily influenced by politics and limited accountability, taking away integrity, so a lot of things can be mixed up. Physical force and third-degree interrogations were very common. Officers would respond by using physical force, such as needle under the fingernail or something like that. Saving Aaron would be viewed as the primary duty. So little concerns for Sam Dude's process rights. All right, next up we got the community policing era, which was the 1980s to present. It really emphasizes the problem-solving, partnerships, and trust, procedural justice, and protecting civil rights. It focuses on communication and de-escalation. Officers will respond, would avoid physical contact or physical things that they have to do, arrest if they have to. They might use rapid building, social services involvement, or specialized crisis techniques. It would be bound by stronger legal and ethical standards. So my response would be to the overall case study would be, I would not use needle or physical force. I would try to keep to deal rapid and communicate during the crisis, while also starting an emergency response. This will include alerting school staff, contacting dispatch, and begin a campus-wide search in areas linked to Sam and Aaron. Reasoning from a due process perspective is it would intentionally inflict pain is a clear due process violation. Evidence becomes inadmissible. The officer faces civil and criminal liability, and violating rights harms the long-term legitimacy of policy. Reasoning from a crime control perspective saves Aaron's life urgent. Immediately pressures on Sam seems justified, but physical pain is still legal and will cause harm to the case. So for the final position, the due process model it would guide my decision. I would keep Sam engaged verbally, initiate rapid search teams, call for immediate backup in known locations, use information about Sam's habits and psychology. This approach follows constitutional rights and limits and gives, Aaron the best chance of saving his life. Ethical considerations. Torture is illegal under U.S. law and department policy. Using force jeopardizes prosecution. Violating rights erodes community trust. Officers need to balance their emotions, the urgency of situations, and professional standards. In conclusion, the criminal justice system balances power through law enforcement, courts, and correction. Due process and crime control models provide competing visions of justice. History shows that policing has evolved toward greater accountability, and the ethical policing means following constitutional standards even during a crisis. Here goes my references. Right here, my 2 references. And then that will be the rest of my project. Thank you so much. I hope I get a good grade. Let me know if you need anything. My number is 214-229-0458. And then my email is ahmadsimpson9@gmail.com. Thank you so much.